Oh, the streets are gonna miss, yeah. The streets are gonna miss.
What's good, everybody? How you doing? It's your boy Ray. I'm back at it again. This is the first segment of Ray's podcast. I know it's been a long time. It's been taking me a while to, get everything back into motion, but I'm here now. I'm back talking, and we back at it. Hurricane happened last week. School was out for 2 weeks. People in North Carolina, it wasn't a pretty sight, man. But I hope everybody that has been affected, families and all friends. I hope everybody's okay, and we'll get through this. Now, there's been a lot going on with the NFL, NBA. Today's Friday. Lil Wayne came out with his album today. It's a lot going on. Luca Brasi came out today, too, also. But, what it is and what it ain't. If you don't like what I got to say, then join the debate. Now, let's first talk about the NFL. We got 3 NFL teams that are undefeated right now. 3 of them. And for last night, one of the teams played, and that would be the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are now 4-0. They defeated the Falcons last night, and they only won by 7, if I'm not mistaken. 31-38. I mean, it was a showdown between 2 quarterbacks. Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, both of them balling. Crazy, real crazy. Marcus Peters, he was questionable before the game even started, but obviously he played. Akeem Talib, he's injured, so he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. So that didn't affect the Rams defense as of much, because they still got the W, but they better be on their thing, because it's not going to be looking good if they want to continue to stay undefeated. Now, they are the favorite team right now. The Rams are cheating, to me. They have everything. Aaron Donald's out there looking crazy. Todd Gurley, the defense. It's over there in LA. They're looking good. It's too early to say which team that can win the Super Bowl, but I would think that they'll get to the Super Bowl this year. Even though the Eagles do have Carson Wentz back. I don't know, man. The Rams looking tough, but the Rams won last night, so they're 4-0. Now, the 2 other teams that are undefeated, one of them is a surprising team, but I'm going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. Pat Mahomes. Now, who would have thought he'll be coming out here balling like this? Huh? Who thought that? Nobody at all. Not even me. We all thought he was going to be doing the complete opposite. We all thought he was going to be throwing interceptions. This man out here is throwing touchdown passes, looking real good. In his first 3 games, he is 62 for 39 in passing. He has 896 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions right now. Pat Mahomes looking good right now. Kansas City Chiefs, they always look like this every single season, though. They look good in the regular season. Is this going to be something new? Because Alex Smith is no longer the quarterback. They have a new quarterback. Will the Chiefs finally break the ice and get to the Super Bowl? Will they make their name be known? I don't know, because they always choke when it comes to the playoffs. I feel like if you do good the whole regular season, and then when the lights come on, you know what I'm saying, and it's where every game matters. Well, every game matters anyway in NFL, but, when the playoffs start, you really got to be on your stuff, because one game, you out. Just like the NCAA tournament. You lose one game, you're done. This ain't NBA. You ain't got the best 7-4 games. You lose one game, you out. So can the Chiefs do it this year? They play the Denver Broncos this weekend, which is going to be a conference game. It's going to be in Denver. It's going to be a tough game. Can Pat Mahomes do it? Denver is known for their defense. Von Miller over there with them boys. And they just got, Chubbs from NC State. Can they do it? Can they do it? I'm gonna go on the line. I'm gonna say it. I got the Kansas City Chiefs. I got them. I'm gonna go ahead and go with them. Pat Mahomes, keep making me a believer. But who I don't have this weekend is the Dolphins. There is no way the Dolphins are going to beat the Patriots this weekend. They are 3-0. They're first in their division. Who would have thought the Dolphins were going to be undefeated? Who would have thought the Dolphins were going to be in first place over the Patriots? Who would have thought Tom Brady would be losing 2 games in a row? 2 games in a row? They lost to the Lions. Now, with the Lions, that game, That was the Lions' first game. The first game that they won this season. Bill Belichick was going up against, one of his former staffs who was the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, and now he's the coach over there for the Detroit Lions. And what was a better story to do? Get your first win as a coach over your old team, over the GOAT, as everybody would say what Tom Brady is. I have different things about to say about that because my boy Eli, two-time. But that's a whole different conversation, though. But the Patriots are on a 2-game losing streak. They're mad. Well, I can't say that they're real. Well, Bill Belichick's mad. Tom Brady was dancing today in practice. I don't know what's good with him. This man 40 years old trying to dance and do the shuffle. I don't know what's good with him, but he living his best life. That man got rings, so I guess you could do that. He ain't worrying about nothing because it ain't how you start, it's on how you finish. But the Dolphins are not going to be undefeated this weekend. They're not going to go in Foxborough. They're not going to beat the Patriots. The Patriots was on a 2-game losing streak, and I got the Patriots beating them by more than 10. Simple as that. Sorry, Ryan Tannehill. There's no way that the Patriots are losing 3 games in a row. No way. I don't see it. When have the Patriots lost 3 games in a row? When? It's been a minute to me. But, shout out to the Dolphins, though. You gotta give credit when credit's due. They undefeated. They should have lost to Oakland, but they didn't. Can't talk about the woulda, coulda, shouldas. They ended up still winning. Now, Carson Wentz returned this past weekend. He tore his ACL last year. He was the MVP. He did play like an MVP. He was the best quarterback last season, playing-wise, all around, yeah. And he obviously had the best team, obviously, because when he lost, when he got hurt, they ended up still winning the Super Bowl. Now, it was good to see somebody come back from an injury. You never want to see no man, no female, nobody. You never want to wish death or injury on nobody. But he came back this past weekend. They played the Colts at home in Philly, and they ended up winning. They won by 4. Yeah, not mistaken. Yeah, they won by 4. I think it was 16-20. Yeah, but they ended up winning. I know that for sure. They won. The Eagles won, and as my guy Rick would say, "Fly Eagles, fly." Him and my boy RJ. Shout out to y'all. Y'all boys, Eagles fan, but still G-man up. But since we on talking about injuries, since Carson Wentz came back from a season injury and now he's back, Jimmy G, 49ers quarterback, Jimmy G, he tore his ACL this past weekend. He will no longer be coming back for this season. And I don't want to sound harsh for anybody, but it's over for the 49ers. It's over for them. Their quarterback is out of here. They play this weekend against the Chargers, if I'm not mistaken, and Phillip Rivers is going to slice and dice all that. And Richard Sherman's not going to be there. So, yeah, it's over for the 49ers season. So, for their chances of trying to get to the playoffs this year, it's over for that. So, 49ers is out here. Jimmy G, hope you can come back, because you was doing your thing. You went on that winning streak end of the year last year, and I hope you can come back really strong. The Browns, the Cleveland Browns. The Browns finally won a game. Baker Mayfield, who should have been starting from the whole time. I don't even know why Baker Mayfield was not even starting. Tyrod Taylor, we obviously know what you did in Buffalo, not taking nothing away from you. You ended up getting the Bills to the playoffs last year until they ended up having that quarterback controversy, the racism, black and white. I don't want to get too much into that, but obviously he was their quarterback last year and they should have kept staying with him, but he's no longer there. He's now in Cleveland. Cleveland, you drafted Baker Mayfield as the number 1 quarterback. To me, and to others, I'm not going to only just say me, I feel like Baker Mayfield was the best quarterback all around. Some may say Sam Darnold. That's your opinion. We can argue all day. I'm not going to argue with that because Sam Darnold is really good also. But Baker Mayfield, we saw what he did in Oklahoma. We saw he could move, he could do everything. Most complete player, to me. And now he finally got his chance when Tyrod Taylor got hurt. He came in. The Jets was up 14. The Cleveland Browns ended up kicking the field goal to make it 14-3. They scored 11 points in the third quarter to tie it up 14-14 going into the fourth quarter. Then the Jets ended up kicking a field goal to go about 3, and Baker Mayfield and them boys with a touchdown. They win the game. Cleveland going up on a Thursday, not a Tuesday, going up on a Thursday. What a nice feeling, man. Cleveland to finally get a win. It probably was the best thing in Cleveland since the Cleveland Cavaliers win the NBA Finals. You know me, I'm a Cavs fan. And it's the best thing also because LeBron James is no longer in Cleveland. He left to go to LA. So Cleveland has a new savior. Is it Baker Mayfield? We'll see. They play this weekend against the Oakland Raiders. Oakland is 0-3. That's going to be a tough game. If you had to ask me who to pick, I don't know. But since it's going to be in Oakland and Oakland is 0-3, John Gruden, I have to say Oakland has to come in there hungry, and I think they'll probably win. Now, don't get me wrong. Baker Mayfield come out there doing his thing again now. We'll see what's up. But now everybody using the excuse by saying that the Jets didn't have time to prepare for Baker Mayfield, so that's why they had the advantage of him coming in right before halftime. And, okay, excuses. It doesn't matter. The Jets defense just went nowhere. Like, there was nowhere to be found. So I don't even want to hear none of that. And so shout out to the Cleveland Browns, man. Don't just win one game and then lose the next weekend. I mean, things happen. But it would be good to see Baker Mayfield to go out there and get 2 wins in a row. The Giants, my team, G-Men, Big Blue, you already know. Eli Manning, 2-time 2-0 in the Super Bowl. Gotta say that. You always gotta say that about my boy Eli, man. We finally broke the ice. Finally, about time. Dang, we dropped a punt against the Jaguars. Lost at home the first game of the season. Second game against Dallas. We just, they came out with momentum. We came back at the end, but it was too late then. I mean, it's too late, and we should have not kicked the field goal, in my opinion. We should have went for the touchdown, but hey, coaches are coaches. That's what they do. But we finally broke the ice in the offensive line. The offensive line, they finally blocked. About time. Eli Manning was looking like the Eli Manning that we know. Saquon Barkley, who I think is going to be rookie of the year. That's my opinion. That's what I'm going to say. Hold my word for that. But I know if he doesn't win Rookie of the Year, he's definitely going to be a star in this league, and we're never getting rid of him. He's going to be the franchise player. We finally got a running back. We had a wide receiver, Odell Beckham. We paid him. Now everything that we need to fix on now is our offensive line. They can be consistent and block for Eli and give him some time instead of him getting sacked. Oh my God, you should have saw Eli's face when he got sacked by the Cowboys. That was crazy. I thought my man Eli, it was over for him though. But the Texans with Deshaun Watson, he's still a good quarterback. He's coming back from that injury last year. The Texans are 0-3. Is it over for them? No, it's still some time, but it's a must-win this weekend. If they're playing, it's a must-win this weekend. They got to win. They got to do something. Clemson quarterback, he won a national championship. We all know the storyline about Deshaun Watson, and he has to do something this weekend. They have to win this weekend. They have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The defense needs to do what they got to do. And it's simply as that. Like, it's win or go home, or the Texans are going to be 0-4. Big turnaround, big disappointment over there in Houston if they do not come out and win this weekend. They have to do something. But Odell still don't have no touchdowns. But he's still balling though. But he don't have no touchdowns yet though. But my Giants play the Saints this weekend. It's going to be a tough game now. It's going to be a tough game against the Saints. I'm going to let you know that right now. But I'm going to say that we're going to win. I'm a Giants fan all day. But I know Odell going to score this weekend, though. Odell going to score this weekend. He has to. He's going to go off this weekend. It's his time. So we got to take advantage of the Saints defense right now. They're not looking like the same team as last year on the defensive end type. On the defensive side type. So we'll see. We'll see about that. But the Redskins. Oh, God, the Deadskins. I know people are going to be mad about me saying that. But they're in the Giants division. They ended up beating the Packers. They beat the Packers. I did not think that the Redskins were going to beat the Packers, first of all. But, they got that. Alex Smith is over there now. In the regular season, Alex Smith looked real good all the time. But, they ended up beating the Packers, led by the Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer, Adrian Peterson, over 19 carries, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Yeah. Did his thing. AP over there doing his thing over there for the Redskins. They finally got it. They got them dubs, though. We're in the race right now with them and the Cowboys. And, we just hoping that the Eagles can lose the game for my Giants wise. But shout out to the Redskins. They got their win. They earned their respect. They did their thing. Now, the best game from this past Sunday was the Saints versus the Falcons. I gotta get this for this one. I gotta get this one because Matt Ryan did everything he could do. Drew Brees did everything that he could do. But the Saints came out on top by winning in overtime. Matt Ryan threw for 5 touchdowns. No interceptions. 300 and up there, 360, 380 yards. And they still lost the game? They still lost the game. We can go ahead and talk about this. Drew Brees, 39 for 49, 397 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Alvin Kamara, 15 receptions, 190 yards, no touchdowns. But Michael Thomas, 10 receptions, 129 yards. The big three over there, them boys balling right there. Alvin Kamara, that breakout season last year, he doing his thing. And, we already know about Michael Thomas. We know what he do. And then Drew is Drew, Drew's always going to be Drew. Future Hall of Famer, and he's still holding it down. And he scored that running touchdown looking like Michael Vick. I know that's a stretch, but I had to throw that in there. But Matt Ryan became the second quarterback in the last 30 seasons, whatever you want to say, to throw on 350 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions in a game. He became the second quarterback to do that and lose. Now, who was the other quarterback that did this? Who was it? 2015. Don't like talking about this. My Giants, Eli Manning, threw 6 touchdown passes. And it's 2015, shout out to my people in New Orleans, what's happening, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. But yeah, Eli Manning 2015, my Giants ended up losing by 3 by a field goal. It was a shootout. Odell had 3? Yes, sir. Odell had 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns that game. We still lost. So, and guess who they lost to? They both lost to the Saints. So Matt Ryan balled out like that with his 355 touchdowns, and he ended up losing to the Saints. And obviously in 2015, Eli Manning did the same thing, did the same exact thing, but he's had 6 touchdowns, and he ended up losing to the Saints. What's up, man? Why both of these quarterbacks, losing to the Saints though like that, balling like that? I don't know, man. Drew gets it done. He does his thing. But game predictions for this weekend. I didn't do my podcast. I did my podcast yesterday, but technical difficulties. But the Rams and the Vikings already played, so I can't even give you a prediction on that game. So the Giants over the Saints, the Jaguars over the Jets. Now the Jaguars are going to come out real hungry because they ended up blowing it and lose to the Tennessee Titans 9-6, couldn't score a touchdown. So they're going to come out hungry. And the Jets, the Jets, man. Sorry, all you Jets fans, real New York team is the Giants team. Y'all trying to come to the MetLife. Jets going to lose this weekend. Patriots over the Dolphins. I've already told you that. I got the Patriots over the Dolphins. I just don't believe in the Dolphins, and Tom Brady's not losing 3 games in a row. What world did that ever happen? Eagles over the Titans. Carson Wentz back on his bully. He back again, 2-game winning streak. Fly, Eagles fly. They're going to be on their thing. But I would like to see the Titans to beat them, and for us to beat the Saints, and we'll be right there in the mix with it. But, I just don't see it right now. The Texans over the Colts. I got the Texans finally winning their first game of the season. Deshaun Watson going in there, upsetting, taking out Andrew Luck. I got that going down. So don't fail me, Deshaun Watson. I'm taking y'all boys this weekend. I got the Packers over the Bills, even though the Bills just got their first win this past weekend. Really don't see Aaron Rodgers losing 2 games in a row. And I'm pretty sure that the second week they played the Vikings and it was a tie. So you didn't win, you didn't lose. So you didn't win, so you tied. And then they ended up losing to the Redskins. So I don't have them losing to the Bills. I just don't see that happening. Aaron Rodgers, go ahead, man. Like Stephen A. said, he's a bad man. Aaron Rodgers is going to hold it down. I got the Lions over Dallas. They just got a big win over New England. Don't believe in Dallas. They can't really score like that. And you just beat the Patriots. Detroit, you just beat the Patriots. So now, you got to go in there with some momentum. And I have, the Lions beating Dallas. So we'll see what's up with that. The Bears I got the Bears winning this weekend. The Falcons over the Bengals. The Falcons just coming off a crushing loss, losing to the Saints, as we already talked about that with Matt Ryan, and they're going to bounce back and beat the Bengals. The Bengals were 2-0. They ended up losing last week to Carolina. Shout out to Carolina. I'm living in Carolina. But, yeah, I don't see the Bengals beating them. The Seahawks over the Cardinals, now that's a questionable game. That's a questionable game because now the Cardinals, they switched quarterbacks now, and they're still trying to get their first win of the season. And they're going to be in Arizona, so the crowd can, do something to help them out. So that's a questionable game. But if I had to pick, obviously I'm going to take the Seahawks over the Cardinals. But that's a questionable game, so be on the lookout for that game. Oakland versus the Browns. I've already talked about Cleveland winning their first game of the season. And Oakland, again, another team that's trying to win. The same thing, another team that's trying to win their first game of the season, and they're going to be home. So that's another questionable game, so look out for that. But if I'm a realist, I have to be on it. I like it, Baker Mayfield, a lot. But, Derek Carr and them boys are going to bounce back. And, I'm about that action. Boss, Marshawn Lynch should do his thing this weekend. Chargers beating the 49ers. I already told you about that. Jimmy G's not there, and Rich Sherman's not going to be there, so get him up out of there. Steelers over the Ravens. I know that's going to be a great game. But I got the Steelers, though. They just finally won their first game of the season over Ryan Fitzpatrick and them boys, Tampa Bay, Monday Night Football. And, they're still going through a little bit with Le'Veon Bell, that controversy, trying to trade him, don't know, blah, blah, blah. But I got Big Ben, Big Ben, the Super Bowl winner, you know what I'm saying? AB doing his thing. I got them beating the Ravens this weekend. But, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it will be, but I don't know. We'll see, unless the Ravens put up some points, too, because Big Ben and them going to do their thing. But, the defense going to fall on apart to both teams. Joe Hayden just returned back for the Steelers. He gave them some momentum, but it didn't matter. Ryan Fitzpatrick still put up about 30-something points. So, I can't even say both defensive teams locking down. Same thing with the Rams game last night and the Vikings. Both teams have two great defense, but it was up there in the 30s. And both quarterbacks, combined from about 1,000 yards, something like that. So, yeah, it's crazy. 5 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. So, it's like 9 touchdowns. A lot going on. And then I told you Pat Mahomes, Kansas City beating Denver. That's what I got right there. So, yeah, that's what it is with NFL right there. I'm staying with that. Questionable to see for this weekend for the Packers. Randall Cobb, he's questionable. They don't know if he's going to be there or not. Evan Ingram off the top. That's the tight end for the Giants. He's not going to be there this weekend. He got hurt. I already told you about Jimmy G, Richard Sherman, about that. And so that's right there. Now we're going to transition over to Minnesota. NBA talk with Jimmy Butler. Now, Jimmy Butler does not want to be in Minnesota anymore. He does not want to be a Timberwolf no more. He does not want to be with Thibs anymore. He does not want to be with Derrick Rose and, the Timber Bulls, whatever everybody went, because him and Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins got beef. They got something going on. Rumors, we hear a lot of rumors. I don't want to necessarily to believe this, but, I've heard that Jimmy Butler was messing with Karl Anthony Towns' ex-girlfriend, which is his girlfriend, or his ex now. So I don't know if that's true or not. TMZ, anything like that, but, Jimmy Butler is the type of person that take everything serious. You know how he is. He's a JUCO player. He works hard, got everything out the mud. And, Karl Anthony Towns, Jersey. Shout out to him getting that 5-year, $190 million contract. You already know. He likes to stay up all night and play Fortnite. He's a jokester and stuff like that. He gets it done until in the playoffs, obviously, didn't show up against Houston and couldn't score over 4 points one game when Chris Paul was guarding him. You're 16, man. Come on, man. We won't get like that. But that's a whole nother conversation. But, yeah, the first 3 teams that Jimmy Butler said that he wanted to play for, that he wanted to get traded to, was the Clippers, the Nets, and was the Knicks. Now, when I first saw that and I saw the 3 teams, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I think the Knicks would be a good fit for him. I'm from Jersey, what I'm saying? The Nets, don't take this the wrong way, that the Nets are in Brooklyn. This does not have nothing, disrespect any type of way, but I don't see the Nets going to the playoffs. I don't see the Nets winning NBA Finals or competing for anything. But the thing about the Nets, though, they put up points, though. But I just don't see them. So when I saw that for Jimmy, I'm like, if you go to Brooklyn, then I guess it's for that cheddar, but for the chicken. But I don't see that happen. Now, with the Clippers, I guess they're in a rebuilding stage. Shout out to Jerome Robinson, from Raleigh, North Carolina. And he's over there, got drafted now. He's going to do his thing there. Hopefully he start this season. But for the Clippers, now that LeBron's in the West and there's a lot going on, Isaiah Thomas over there with Denver, and you still got Minnesota and the Timberwolves. You still got Minnesota over there, and Portland's still on the edge. I know Damian Lillard hates that every year, but they're still on the edge, probably not making it. I don't think the Clippers can make the playoffs this season. I'm being real. But if Jerome, I don't personally, know him like that, but, played against the kid in high school, really good. He went to Boston College, watched him a lot. You always support everybody, whether you know the person or not, especially if somebody around the area, you got to support him. If he can get to the playoffs and if he can have a Donovan Mitchell, I know everybody tired of hearing saying that. If he can have a stellar season for the Clippers, then they can do something. But I just don't see the move for Jimmy Butler going to the Clippers. I didn't see that happening. I don't that's not a good fit. So that leaves one team, though. There was the Knicks. I'm like, Porzingis, Kevin Knox, Tim Hardaway Jr. That's a good core over there. That's a team that could compete if Jimmy Butler was to go there. So out of those three teams, when I first saw, I say, okay, the Knicks are the best fit for him out of those three teams. Because then there was also rumors talking about that Kyrie Irving wanted to go to New York, but now Kyrie came out saying that why would he want to leave Boston? But you'll never know. You never know with Kyrie. He might still end up going to the Knicks. But the Timberwolves was trying to trade Philly. They said Philly was in the talks for it. And I don't know what's going on with Thibs, but he really tried to get Ben Simmons for Jimmy Butler. Like, what's good with you? You try to get Ben Simmons for Jimmy Butler? Like, you really think they about to give away Ben Simmons? Like, that's the franchise player. He's there. He's there, LeBron in Philly, with him and Joel Embiid, two-way, both of them, but he's not going anywhere. So, Philly was out of there early. Get him out of there. We ain't talking to you no more. We really don't really need him like that. We just going to use him. I mean, if they would have got him, of course, would have put him over the hump, but they not about to give away Ben. So, the next thing was Jimmy Butler said he wants to go to Miami. Now, I like that. I like Jimmy Butler going to play for the Heat, with Wade and over there now. They might have to trade Whiteside. They're trying to also trade Dwyane Wade, this Philly guy. It look like my guy Dwyane Wade got some weight on him now. Don't forget about Deion. I hope my boy Deion can bounce back. He was a Cleveland Cavalier. But they're trying to, the Heat are trying to trade him. And they was also trying to trade Whiteside because now they have Bam. So I think that should happen right there. I think Jimmy Butler should go to the Heat because that's where he said he want to go. Either he goes to play for Miami or he goes and play for the Knicks. But he has to get out of Minnesota. It's not working over there. Once he told them that he wanted to get traded, Andrew Wiggins' brother tweeted hallelujah. It's a lot going on over there, and he was not even in the media day or nothing like that. So they're just trying to get over that and get about that situation for them so they can move on, because the Timberwolves is not guaranteed for them to make it to the playoffs this year, because LeBron James is now in the West now. Kawhi Leonard has moved to the East, and DeMar DeRozan is now playing for the Spurs. He's under a great quarterback, Greg Popovich. You have Denver over there, just got Michael Porter Jr. We don't know if he's going to be healthy or not, but he's still going to be there. And they just picked up Isaiah Thomas, too. That was a great pickup for them. I mean, they have Jamal Murray and Jokic and all of them, Gary Harris. That's going to be real good. You got Phoenix, another team. If they can figure it out and get it together, they can possibly, be up there in the top 11, as in 8 to 11 type talk. While they're trying to get into the playoffs. Dallas, who's another team with Dennis Smith Jr., shout out to him, and Luka, who just got drafted. They got DeAndre Jordan now over there. Still got my boy HB, Carolina, stand up. Carolina, he's a Tar Heel, baby. But Dallas going to be up there in that talk too. So that trying to get into the playoff this year is in the West is going to be really, 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 really hard. Now in the East, it's wide open, Since we were talking about the East, before I even go into anything, shout out to my boy Devontae Graham. Got drafted, playing for the Hornets, hometown. He here in Charlotte right away. And, they got a preseason game tonight against the Celtics in Chapel Hill. Shout out to you, man. Do your thing, man. Hold it down, for real. You already know what you got to do. Ain't nothing else to say to you, dog. You already know what you got to do. Did your thing in Kansas. Did your thing in Broughton. You know what I'm saying? Hold it down. Now, the East is wide open. the playoff spots. I mean, obviously the teams that's definitely going to make the playoffs are the Celtics, not in order though. Celtics, Raptors, Bucks, Indiana. Um, I'm sorry if I'm missing team. Washington, sorry, John Wall, Double R, Rough Raleigh, and oh, and Philly. If I didn't say Philly, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's 16 that's obviously is going to be in there. Miami, since it's Dwayne Wade's last season, pay homage to the future Hall of Famer, And then, my Cavs, we trying to do something. We trying to get that AFC. We trying to get in something. Just talking about, they still the best team. We still the team to beat in the East. Ben Simmons said, "Ha, see you soon, buddy." And then Morris said, "Ain't nobody worrying about the Cavs. Get ready to pack that vacation early. Stop talking that junk, man. You still got to see us, boy, man. You still got my boy Kevin Love out there. And then we also got Young Bull, Alabama, Hart. You can't teach Hart. That's why I like College Sexton. You can't teach Hart. But the East is still pretty wide open. It's up for any team. Oh, yeah, my bad. The Hornets can still make the playoffs, too. I'm shout out, D-Tay. The Hornets can still make the playoffs, too. They got a good team over there. They do. So the East is pretty wide open. The East is pretty wide open, but you need to watch out for the Raptors over there because Kawhi Leonard is a game changer. He really is. He could have took out the Warriors if Zaza didn't do what Zaza did. So really watch out for the Warriors. I mean, not the Warriors. Oh, yeah, we got to watch out for the Warriors because freaking DeMarcus Cousins just decided I'm just going to go play with the best team in the world. So, yeah. So now they got a center now that can shoot. I mean, God, like, what, man? You already got KD, you already got Curry, you already got Clay, and you got Draymond. Chubb's like Draymond. Now you got a center now that can shoot threes, who's arguably the best center in the NBA, other than Joel Embiid. So it's gonna be pretty tough. But Bron over there with them Lakers, and they look real good. Real good. Who would have thought Rajon Rondo would be in the same team as LeBron James? Who would have thought Lance Stevenson blowing in Brian Air being the same team as LeBron James? Who would have thought Michael Beasley, number 2 pick, K-State? If y'all don't know nothing about it, then you don't know. You don't watch basketball. Who you thought that he'll be? Even though he wasn't in the NBA, he still could play. And then you got them young gunners. I like Kuzma a lot. I like Kuzma. It was a steal last year in the draft. He gets buckets. Brandon Ingram, silent killer. KD, watch out, because he coming for that head. And then you got Zoe, MB1 Zoe. You know what I'm saying? Got Lonzo Ball, KCP, and then JaVale McGee is on the same team as LeBron. Now, JaVale McGee does a lot of bonehead plays, but, with the Warriors, he was looking real good. And now, pick and roll with LeBron James, pick and roll with Zoe, pick and roll with Rajon Rondo. I just can't believe that Rajon Rondo's on the same team as LeBron. Like, that's like, 2011, 2012, the Celtics, or 2010, whatever you want to talk about, Rondo was going up against LeBron. He's a competitor, you know what I'm saying? He got the heart just like Kobe and stuff like that. And now he's on the same team in LA, on the same team with LeBron. It's going to be tough. NBA season is right around the corner. Preseason start tonight, you know what I'm saying? And it's Friday, So it's going to be really tough, And then you got Carmelo. Melo, listen, Melo. You ain't got no more excuses. You can't say you was playing with Russell, blah, 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 Billy Donovan ain't put me in the right spots. I ain't trying to hear none of that. You were playing with Chris Paul. You are playing with Chris Paul. James Harden, number 1 team in the West last year. And it came out saying that the Rockets might be starting Eric Gordon and having Carmelo Anthony come off the bench. So to win a championship, Melo, you need to have role players. So if you are coming off the bench, you need to play your role. Like Wayne said, I know my role and I play it well. That's exactly what you need to do. If they want you to come off the bench to get buckets, you better do that. If Melo don't show up this year for the Rockets, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing at all. Only reason why I'm getting on Melo so much is because a lot of people kept saying that Carmelo Anthony was better than LeBron James. Ben told y'all Brown was the king. Ben told y'all, even though Melo should have possibly won the Rookie of the Year, but that's a whole nother conversation because Melo did get to the playoffs his first, couple seasons. Well, first, 8 seasons, but we ain't going to talk about that, though. But, Bron obviously is destined for greatness, the chosen one. But, yeah, Melo, you need to do your thing this year. You need to hold it down. You need to do what you got to do. Because if you don't show up this year, buddy, I mean, you're still going to be a Hall of Famer. But, you're going to lose a lot of respect. Because, the Melo fans, they holding on to a rope right now. You know what I'm saying? And the rope about to get burnt off if he don't do his thing this year. And then to cap it off, Dwayne Wade. This is his last season. He's retiring, and he's coming back to Miami. Everybody thought that he was going to go to China. But he's not. Obviously, he's going to come back to Miami. You need to pay homage because he won championships with Bron, but he also won a championship before Bron, with Shaq, Alonzo Mourning, Udonis Haslem, who's another person that's coming back this year. They had a squad. They had a real squad. Antoine Walker, Russell Butler, rest in peace. House over there. They had a really good squad over there, White Chocolate, real good. But Wade did average 33, 34 in the NBA Finals. But so you can't take nothing away from that. But he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. Top 5 shooting guard? Yeah. I know a lot of people are like, wow, you finally, yeah, he up there. But I still don't think D Wade better than AI, though. I still don't think he's better than the answer. No way. No. AI, man. That's that killer, though. But that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah, man, I'm here with it. Back again. This is Ray's podcast. And we here, you know what I'm saying? Follow me on Twitter, at Ray's Podcast. Also on Instagram, at Ray's Podcast, the same thing. At the bottom, can you please like and subscribe? And, comment, what it is and what it ain't. If you don't like what I got to say, then join the debate. Copy.
Streets are gonna miss, yeah. Streets are gonna miss.